Hello, hello, and welcome, my Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need read for this full moon in Libra? Waning to new in Aries, March into April 2021. That is the last time I have to say that very, very long title. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, Pisces Moon, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal, my Mer family. Mer. Hi, my fish sticks. I hope you are all well. Whether you're a dolphin or a shark in any given moment, I love you all, and I get it. Pisces Moon that I am. Very, very happy to be finishing up this series. I know it's a little late. We had a tarot party, an online tarot party on my Facebook page, my DrawingTheCircle Productions Facebook page for the full moon on Sunday. I had a cocktail and I was just wiped out the next day. I don't drink that much. I actually had a hangover. It took a good friend to point out, maybe you're hungover. I was like, oh, really? It's been a while. I don't really drink that much. So you didn't want me to read you yesterday. No. I took the day off, got some sleep, rebooted, and ready to rock and roll. Finishing this cycle and introducing the magical spell cards in this series. I'm actually going to review it once I'm done with this one. But let's get down to some other business before we get down to business. My book, Words of Grace from Professional Witch, is on Kindle. There is, of course, a link in the description box. I am a Virgo with a Pisces moon. And you can actually check out the first bunch of pages on it. And I just learned to do something that you don't need Kindle to get a book on Kindle. You just get the Kindle app on one of your devices. I had no idea. I was like, I don't think I have the right, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, for free, okay. And you can do it right from the page where the book is on, apparently. So go check it out. Put a lot of love and a lot of pain into that book. And we are just beginning with that kind of stuff here at DrawingTheCircle Productions. If you've noticed, I'm bringing on some new talent onto the channel and more to come. Okay, enough of my business. Let's talk about now our business, my fishy family, my Mer people. We are doing an 8-card draw, 1 card from 8 different decks, 4 oracles, although technically one of those 4 is not really an oracle, but you'll see 2 tarot decks and 2 healing systems to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need about a specific amount of time. It's like a card a day, right? It's like, I'm going to pick a tarot card for today. Except 8 of them, and not for a day, but for a 2-week period. Now, less than 2-week period, because I'm doing this a couple of days after the full moon in Libra. That was on Sunday, March 28th. We're looking at the waning moon. This is a waning moon, letting go, releasing, reducing. The waning moon to new moon in Aries on Sunday, April 11th, 10:31 p.m. Eastern Time. I will say a new moon, which is Sun, Moon conjunct, in this case in Aries on a Sunday. Really good day to launch something that you want to be successful. Good fit initiation. Aries new moon on a Sunday, day of success and healing and all that jazz. Can't beat it. But let's get down to business here. All I can ask for anybody watching any of these readings that I do is both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath. If you will, general YouTube reading standard rules apply, right? It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because your sun sign is going to get different info about the same situation in the moon sign or something completely different. You know what I'm saying. All the decks that I read are always in the description box. Can you tell I was raised by both a teacher and a lawyer, that my bullet points are fulfilled so that we can get to this part, which is the best part. My Pisceans, you get me. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, get the Virgo part over. So now I can go all Pisces moon for you all. Ding. Here we go. Starting with the Carolyn Mace archetype deck, dedicated to my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism. They are the new deck, and the higher selves of all involved, perhaps my own included. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the dominant archetype for the Piscean collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign that we are dealing with within ourselves, within somebody else, within a situation, maybe holographically, all of that simultaneously this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries. Well, 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 the wounded child archetype. Who had this? I know somebody had this. I remember seeing it. There's the healer, the priestess, the mentor, the student, the witch, the wounded child. Scorpio had this one. Okay, this is why I write it down. So if you've got any planets in Scorpio, you might want to check that out. Now, everybody has a child archetype. It's one of the 4 survival family archetypes. This is a survival family archetype cards, but the child is the only one that has sub-patterns. For instance, the wounded child, the orphan child, the magical child, the divine child, the nature child, and on and on and on. So everybody has the child archetype, but not everybody necessarily has the wounded child archetype. The shadow and the light. The reason why I use this deck for waning moon is because you're looking at the shadow and the light, or I prefer the language of alchemy, lead to gold on the periodic table. Science blinded me with it. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold, right? So lead is an insulator. Energy can't pass through it. Not even Superman can see through that shit, right? But gold is a conductor, which is why our technology is often so expensive, because gold conductors, right? So you gotta get rid of, somehow wane 3 atoms from lead to get to gold, right? So whether you're dealing with a wounded child archetype within yourself, within somebody else, you are not a wounded child. You may have the wounded child archetype, a soul pattern being developed in you through whatever it is you need to do here. So the shadow. This whole card is about forgiveness, by the way. Blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Resists moving on through forgiveness. Now, I understand that to an extent, because a lot of our classic therapy in the West, at least, really does start with look at your relationship with your parents, which is understandable. But for that to become so polarized, us versus them, blame, projecting power, even back into the past where you can't really do anything about it, that's tricky, sticky, right? And it also depends on the version of forgiveness that you're using, because there's a very toxic level of forgiveness called Forgiveness to Destroy. A Course in Miracles. Check it out. The light attribute, though, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. I will claim that for myself. I have helped so many people with inner child work, and just even friends, right? Being that safe space for that wounded child to have the confidentiality to, for example, express itself openly, right? Opens the learning path of forgiveness, which I have to tell you, people have learned such a toxic version of forgiveness that they've given up on it altogether, and I'm telling you, there is a quantum level of forgiveness where the only thing that you are forgiving is what was written in the divine plan anyway. And that's a long fucking story. But man, I will tell you something about the child archetype in general. It is the guardian of safety and innocence. If a child feels safe, it's up for everything, can see the world with fresh new eyes. If it doesn't feel safe, if it feels like it's going to be wounded at any moment, it won't even enjoy Disneyland. You know what I mean? It won't even enjoy its favorite thing if it doesn't feel safe. And that's true for all of us. So whether this is you or somebody else or a situation, we're going to find out. We've got the Healing with the Angels Oracle. What's the healing angel? I should say what type of healing angel do you need to work with this wounded child archetype? And cross your legs. I keep doing that. Please breathe. Yeah, I need the Gabrielites. Please, my angels and archangels of water in the sign of Pisces, please. 1 card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading in terms of alchemizing the lead of the wounded child into the gold. Who is the angel the Pisceans most need to work with this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries? Keeping in mind, thank you very much, that it's going to be dark moon in Pisces before the Aries moon, 3 days before new moon is dark moon. So that means we're going to get hit. Oh my God, right. It's April. Right. March, April. Dark moon in Pisces. I'm a Pisces moon. I keep an eye on that shit. Well, and all the more reason why you would have the card, we would have the card of enchantment. Things are not as they appear to be. Now look, enchantment is a very Piscean word. right? The glamour of it all, our ability to conjure illusions so real that people can believe they're true, particularly ourselves, right? It's not my favorite word in the metaphysical, magical vocabulary glossary, but I will tell you, as a healing angel though, what would the healing angel of enchantment do? Let you know that things are going on behind the scenes that you can't see to your benefit, to your healing. Now, things are set up in a certain way that it may look one way, but it's not the way it appears to be. Now, technically, in magical terms, an enchantment is an object hidden in plain sight that has been what? Enchanted, right? You could take a rock, you know, any old kind of rock or pebble, enchant it for protection and throw it in your front yard or your driveway or whatever. That would be considered an enchantment, right? Salt across your doorway that no one can see, right? Hidden in plain sight, that kind of thing. But here we've got and I love saying this with this card. It's so Terry Pratchett. Was that Lords and Ladies? Yeah, I think it was Lords and Ladies. Yeah, with the unicorn on it. It's like, oh, unicorn's beautiful. Oh, it's so mystical. It's a couple of tons of raw muscle with a deadly weapon on its head, and it can't be tamed but by a virgin. And where the fuck are you going to find one? Do you know what I mean? It's just like, woo, see what's there. So there's stuff going on here that if you are dealing with the wounded child in yourself or in somebody else, there might be that there is some stuff going on that the child might not be seeing clearly out of fear, but it is actually healing them. That could play itself out in 10 billion different ways. Let's keep going. We're going to stick with the angels. Archangel Ariel, the voice I tried to consecrated this deck with. The Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. Archangel Ariel, one of the three archangels of the north powers of earth, hence the Crystal Oracle. Please take a nice deep breath. My beloved Archangel of Lyons. Oh, my beloved Archangel Ariel, please, one card in clarity for us Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, making this video, receiving this reading, giving this reading, please. Dealing with the wounded child archetype, which has got to be active on just a mass global level, right? Crossed with enchantment, right? That there is the healing angel of enchantment that we need to call in, maybe to see through the illusions, see what's there for our own healing. What's the Crystal Oracle we need to add to this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries? Tiger's Eye. Forgot my lucky Tiger's Eye. I always do that. I've seen Practical Magic so many times, it's ridiculous. My blood, your blood. The audiobooks are amazing, by the way. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? QRSTUV, Tiger's Eye. I was raised by a nursery school teacher, but only in my 40s did I learn that Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and the Alphabet Song are the same thing. Tiger's Eye. Keywords. Calm. Clarity. Good for the enchantment there. Balanced emotion. Great for Pisces. Communication. And intuition. This feels very Piscean for what I usually use Tiger's Eye for centering and grounding, but if you have been plagued with negative thoughts lately, then Tiger's Eye Crystal will help rid you of these and help you regain a positive and more inspiring attitude. Now, I gotta say, if the wounded child is afraid in you or in someone else, and there is this sort of cloud of enchantment that really there's a healing opportunity here, this would kind of help you filter out some of those thoughts. At least acknowledge it's like, yeah, those thoughts are free floating in the air. Everybody's got those thoughts. See what I'm saying? It's like for agreements, right? Don't even take your own thoughts personally when the world's going through shit, what it's going through now. You will soon begin to see things clearly and realize that there was really nothing to fear in the first place. Just like a little kid, terrified, going to Disneyland, right? You know, it's like, relax, kid, it's Disneyland, but not until the kid's ready to relax. I don't do parenting. I don't have kids. Cats, I can tell you about. But I know for myself, when my own inner child gets freaking out, I'm like, all right, baby, what do you need to do? Watch cartoons. Okay, twist my arm. Calm your thoughts and start to listen to your intuition. In other words, you got to kind of get past the mental to get down, not just into the emotional, but maybe even the visceral intuition, the real, like, in the body stuff. Know that all is well and that only love surrounds you. This card is also to do with communication. You may avoid unnecessary turmoil and problems by communicating clearly with others. You may need to have the eye of the tiger, the thrill of the fight, standing up to the challenge of your rivals. Don't be afraid to express your views honestly. And make sure there is no misunderstanding. You will gain respect and admiration for doing so. All right, so clarity, calm, balanced emotions, communication, and intuition. We're going to stick with those 3 C's there. Calm, clarity, and communication. Yes, the intuitive part too, but you're a Pisces. That's like telling someone, remember to breathe, all right? We can't help it. We can't help it. So let's do some tarot. We got 1 healing system, 2 oracles. Let's get our 2 tarot. A little tarot narrative. Daughters of the Moon. What's going on inside? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, chakras that we need to be aware of. Please take a nice deep breath. My goddesses of water in the sign of Pisces. Please, oh please, oh please. 1 card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this read. What do we need to be aware of in the inside, in the yin side, right? Our heart, throat, third eye, crown, more the psychological stuff. Got that enchantment thing going on there. That's usually third eye-ish, right? And that wounded child, that could very much be in the heart with that tiger's eye, right? Clarity and communication, to stay calm, right? To stay calm, but also to communicate clearly there with balanced emotion here. So what is it we need to be aware of in that psychological zone? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, this full moon in Libra, waning. 2 new in Aries, considering we're going to be going through a Pisces, a dark moon. Okay, well, 2 of flames. Not quite sure what you want to do there. People want to say 2 of swords is indecision. I mean, I get it, but that's element of air. Decision is really about willpower, throat, what you want to do, what you want to say, do I or don't I? It's about element of fire, what you want, right? And sometimes you can want 2 things equally or neither, right? But usually this is a level of choice, not a level of decision. There is a difference. A choice has a consequence, level of choice, level of consequence. But a decision is life-changing. To me, the decision card in tarot is always going to be the Lovers, right? It's Adam and Eve, and it's a usual depiction. Gee, what decision did they make? That wasn't just, have an apple, right? It changed everything if you go there. My mythologies are, my mythical cosmologies are a little bit different than that. People get castrated and goddesses rise from the ocean. It's quite dramatic. But Mahueha here is definitely juggling fire. That this might very well be this wounded child. I really want to, but, you know, fill in the blank. I really want to manifest my dream, make things come true, follow the enchantment of my life, stay balanced and calm and communicate what I want, but what if they don't like me? Or what if I get hurt? Or, right, just like a child that has been wounded. Now, this would indicate there then some forgiveness needs to go down there in some way, shape, or form. But sometimes communicating yourself clearly is what triggers that kind of stuff. So I could see maybe being like, I don't know if I want to go there. I don't know if I want to go there. I don't know if I want to go there. Lord knows, forgiveness conversations can be tricky, unless it's really time. Course in Miracles also says, the most holiest place on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. Breathe. Easier said than done, absolutely. Somebody back here said, easier said than done, absolutely. Simple need not imply easy. Oh, Mythic Tarot, my gods. My gods of water and the sign of Pisces. There you are. What does this look like on the outside? Root, sacrum, solar plexus, please. For the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this reading. What do we need to be aware of in the outside? Either how we appear from the outside looking in, maybe some aspect of the physical world here, a person, place, or thing that we need to be aware of, dealing with the wounded child archetype, enchantment, tiger's eye, and that interior indecision. I want to, but this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, considering we're going to hit that dark moon in Pisces. Yeah. So there is something new here. The Ace of Wands. Now this is the Two of Wands, the Two of Flames, the element of fire there symbolically. So there is something new. There is a new desire. There is a new spark. And the inner child, wounded child, is scary because can probably sense intuitively, hence the card of the saying, like, pay attention to your intuition with the tiger's eye there, that this is something new. This is like a call to the hero's journey. So look, I've got to say, honestly, communicate yourself honestly. Like it said, make no doubts. Yeah, there's this opportunity, and and you can even say, the child in my heart is terrified. And if anybody tries to talk you out of that before you're ready, walk away. Just going to say, that child heals it. It's enough trying to like push our own healing. The child of the heart heals through you being gentle and patient. Like any child flourishes with that kind of love and attention and understanding and compassion and forgiveness. It's okay, kid, you did the best you could, right? Just to even, like, my God, can you imagine some of the things we've been thrust into this past year? It's like sending a kindergartner into a biology class, right? Just metaphorically speaking, right? I think we're still here. We're doing okay. It's okay. You did the best you could. It's okay. You're doing the best you can. I love you. Couldn't have happened any other way. Very powerful read here, my Pisces, and a lot of fire for us for a change. I don't see that often in our watery depth of readings that we usually get here, at least on Drawing the Circle. So, not necessarily getting that this is relationship-based, at least not yet, but we do have our 2 tarot on the table. That's one place that could have shown up. So let's get a healing mantra from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, Voices of the Ascended Masters, General Assembly. Please take a nice deep breath. The breath is what plugs me into their frequency. That's why I have to do it. My Ascended Masters, there you are, yes, General Assembly, please, anybody who would like to contribute 1 card in clarity for the Piscean Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the wounded child archetype, needs the healing angel of enchantment, needs to work with tiger's eye, calm, clarity, calm, clear communication, intuition, emotional balance. With that, 2 of Flames back and forth, which is fine. When it's the Ace of Wands in front of them, what is the perfect healing mantra that they can focus on to help them heal? And maybe calm this wounded child. That really is one of us heals that a little bit. All of us heal a little bit. This full moon in Libra waning to new in Aries, going through that Pisces moon. Interesting. Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. I'm going to call this a, not a total party turner, but this just brought other people into it. So yeah, as soon as you have more than one person in a reading, it's a soul contract read. Reason, season, or lifetime. But this just feels tribal. This feels like family, because we're dealing with wounded child stuff. Like, believe me, whether people are physically embodied anymore, whether they're alive or not, doesn't matter. There's always a way to heal. There's always a way to do it, and it may feel like there's an opportunity here for healing that may involve family dynamics, right? Where that wounded child, or at least to say, hey, look, guys, I'm really triggered by this because when I was 5 years old, ... And people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. And you could be like, neither did I. It came out of nowhere. So creating cooperation, this could be a big healing thing, but I could get why you might, particularly if you're not dealing with the people who were involved, right? It can be feel like being naked. You can't be more vulnerable as an adult than to share childhood, whatever it may be, as well as great memories, you know? Oh, those are easier. Wait till my books come out. Wait till my autobiographies come out. Creating cooperation. More gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play. Yeah, they gave me another 16 different definitions of that. When cooperation is created, the unity of all is access to accomplish more in one moment than any one person can do alone. Many hands make light work. Light work. As a creator of cooperation, You are giving others the right to contribute, which only broadens the effect of collective expression. Once cooperation is created, all facades of competition melt away, allowing each individual to feel a renewed depth of self-worth by serving a vision greater than any degree of individual gain. Okay, they just flashed this for me. I mean, for me, I'm collaborating with people on the channel. Absolutely. I'm creating cooperation. Mal Flanders is coming on. She's doing some really very, very interesting, you'll never see it coming type of tarot readings for the channel, right? Nancy Antonucci, Lillian Carter, my roommate, for the choreographer, the filmmaker, right? I am collaborating with people, so I get that. And it's all for this larger vision, right? Of just like bringing more spiritually inspired content to YouTube and around the world, right? So I get that for myself. This mantra is ideal for enhancing teamwork, transforming family dynamics, which is what I feel like this is about in general, and increasing inner peace, right? To actually create cooperation, right? So particularly if the wounded child is feeling isolated and alone, to reach out and share some things. But I do feel like, you know, that in a general read, as these are on YouTube, right, that this could either be a new creative project or a real sharing of something that has not been healed within somebody here, you, somebody else, or maybe even a family situation. And after this past year, that wouldn't shock me, what people have been through, right? Being isolated and sometimes in lockdown with those very people. That there might be some unresolved business. Let's just leave that. Let's leave that very uncomfortable phrase right there. All right. We have got 2 more decks to go, though. Now, this is the new deck, and this is the last one I will do of this series. I'm going to review this next. I might even do this later today, because I'm still recovering from a very, very busy full moon weekend, which that I am. So, we are doing the Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Ooh, she just sounded like straight out of Celtic myth. Blessed be. I'm down for it. It says right on it, craft, cast, activate, and empower. So I dedicated this deck, consecrated this deck, to the collective pantheon of ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism. Let's see what your little spell bit is. I like these. Breathe. Haven't cracked the bookie book yet. I wanted a hands-on experience because there's not a lot written on them. Here we go. Oh, okay. Serious vibe. Okay. The pantheons of ancestors, of magic, miracles, and mysticism. For the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, watching this video, receiving this read. What is the spell piece here? The magical spell card needed by the Pisceans here, dealing with the wounded child archetype, needing the healing angel of enchantment, needing the calm, clear, emotionally balanced communication and intuition of the tiger's eye as they feel out this 2 of flames, Mahueha. I want to, but, yeah, but this, but that. With this Ace of Flames just showing up right in the outside, this new opportunity, this hero's call, right? The call to the hero's journey. And that the Ascended Masters are saying that they need to create cooperation. They're not to do this alone. There's a group effort here. What is the piece of magic that you have for them to add to this, to help this out, this full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries? Peace. P-E-A-C-E. It's a spell to the goddess Bridget. B-R-I-G-I-D, spelled here. Bridget. Bridget, goddess in your sacred flame, a light within me, peace is flame. P-E-A-C-E apostrophe S. Bridget, goddess in your sacred name, a light within me, peace is flame. Peace is flame. You might want to look her up. Aye, 'tis the breed. Oh, 'tis the breed, like a candle for her. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now, you know, that really is. That's very, very interesting because that calm, right above it, the tiger's eye, that card of calm, that clarity, that centeredness. Because, you know, a wounded child, when a kid is hurt, usually they're not too calm, right? You know, they see in the skin the new boo-boo, right? When a boo-boo becomes a big boo-boo. Right? Kiss it, make it better. Right? I need ice cream. That was totally me, Pisces moon child. Picking up everybody else's pain in like a 10-mile radius, little empath. So, you know, I got that. For you to really keep calm. This is really lovely, and I have to say rather magical and mystical. But you just can't do it alone, all right? There's this need to reach out. This feels tribal, and if it's not literal genetic family, then it might be family of choice or family of work or some tribal thing that's triggering stuff from early childhood. All right, last card down. This is, again, opportunity for a party turner. The Whispers of Love Oracle. The voices of the higher selves. Please take a nice deep breath, because I feel like there's a lot of people involved here. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved. Last card down, please, for this Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, the higher selves of all involved. What's the piece of information, inspiration, or insight most needed for the Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the wounded archetype, needing the enchantment angel, needing some tiger's eye, needing to accept and embrace this 2 of flames back and forth indecision with this Ace of Wands presented to them in the outer that they need to address, and they need to create cooperation, because more gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play, and they need to cast, create, to craft for peace. Bridget, in her sacred name, a light within them, peace is flame, for the well-being of all with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Higher selves of all involved. What's the whisper of love this full moon in Libra to new moon next in Aries? Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. This feels like family. And if it's not literal genetic family, then it is spiritual family. It is soul family. And when you really understand the difference between a twin flame and a soulmate, my mom and I have a soulmate contract. My dad, God rest his soul, and I had a twin flame contract. Big difference. Matt Kahn, we did his healing deck. Go watch the video. Soul contracts, twin flames, and soulmates redefined. Genius, genius, genius. Because what I'm feeling here is that you might have had some trauma going on in your childhood. Who the fuck didn't, right? But this wounded child archetype, or maybe you're dealing with somebody with that in this way, that there is, it's like a soul family of soulmates. The bottom line of a soulmate contract is you help each other heal. And it feels like that's the cooperative part here. And to stay calm so that you will know who to approach and not by what's going on up here, but by what's going on down here. Let me put it together for you in a blessing, because it is my favorite part, aside from that first breath. The grace of prayer is one of the graces I write about in the book, and I was born with it. Prayer just flies out of me, has since jump. Please take a nice deep breath. Which is funny considering I'm such a fucking potty mouth. From the sublime to the ridiculous, from the sacred to the profane. What a Pisces moon. My beloved pantheons of the divine, please may the entire Piscean collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need, all that we need. This full moon in Libra, waning to new in Aries, considering a little extra blessing at the end there for that dark moon in Pisces, that we may create some cooperation in our lives, because more gets accomplished when everyone has a role to play, while we figure out and weigh our options on the inside in terms of what it is that we really want, so that we can get a hold of maybe some tiger's eye, not the most expensive stone on planet Earth, to get to stay calm and communicate clearly. Well, this is what I want, and this is how I feel, and these are my reservations, because where is he? Because they're dealing with a wounded child archetype that might have been burnt before through something that felt really, really good and innocent and playful, that just turned toxic. And people got hurt, whether it's from their childhood or onward, so that they can get that love endures, that as far as the love of who they are. And the souls involved here in this soulmate contract, this soul group, soul family contract, love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation so that they can call in the peace they need. Bridget, goddess, in your sacred name, a light within them, peace's flame. While this all goes on, being enchanted, to call upon the healing angel of enchantment, to see beyond the veils of illusion, to see beyond the clouded eyes of a child who may be seeing through a glass darkly, so that they can take advantage of this new opportunity, this Ace of Wands, this call to the hero to take to the journey, understanding that fate and destiny are involved. Fate is what's being handed to us. Destiny is what we manifest if we take the journey. Heal, learn, grow, cooperate, endure, stay calm, communicate, and find our way through under grace and in perfect ways for the well-being of all. So motivate. So it is. That's a prayer. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like it. You want more, subscribe. You want to comment, please do. Check the description box. Read my book. Check me out on Facebook. I had so much fun doing this series, and I love this new magical card deck. It's really neat. So this wraps up another series. I always do tend to save the very best for last, my Pisceans, and I'm glad to do it. That's why I really, really am glad I took the day off, so that I could just bounce back and give you guys the best that I got. Anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to strut and fret my 30 minutes upon my dining room table for you all. Wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, my Mer family. Mer, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.